Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about movies that I believe are not being talked about enough. Tonight's film is 1981's Las Chicas de Copacabana, The Girls of the Copacabana, a film written and directed by Mr. Jess Franco. This is the only DVD that I know of, or way to official release of this particular film right here, folks. And it's put out by Televista Incorporated from 2009. You can pick this up on Amazon mostly. You can pick it up on eBay. It seems like there are a lot of copies around, and they're not going for high prices. But I'm not very familiar with Televista, the company. The menu screen is freaking hilarious. That's all I want to say. That's really all I want to say. The menu screen has some animation in it from the... you just have to see it. You know what you're getting yourself into here, folks. There's like a scene selection. There's a slideshow, I mean. And the film, kind of has like a rough print type of look, a little bit like VHS in a way. The colors are kind of not what they probably should be, stuff like that. But hey, it looks great for what we have. It's the only version I know of where we can get this film actually. So here it is, folks. Official release, The Girls of the Copacabana, and this is 1981. It was a French and Spanish production. Now, essentially what we have here, folks, is we have a vacation, a young vacation movie. Three friends, they gather up their money in their own way, and they head out to Rio. That's right, they head out to Brazil during the Carnival. And as they head out there, you see the adventures that they get into together and individually, the sexual adventures, the relationships, the craziness, and it even involves embezzlement of funds, folks, and even almost marriages, almost rape, crazy characters, lots of talk of Voltaire, lots of Beethoven music. You'll see. The characters are actually really, really interesting, and that's what they're driving this movie. I mean, you need wild characters, and this is almost in many ways Jess Franco's version of a teen sex comedy, of a a teen vacation sex comedy adventure type of film. You could almost see this with like Last American Virgin, or you could see this with just a lot of the teen sex comedies of the late 70s and 80s. Okay, Malibu Bikini Shop, so on and so forth, things that I'll be looking at more on this channel in the future. This is the style of the film is has a lot of energy. He does do some zooms in this film, and there are some elements that you can really see the fun that the movie is supposed to be representing. There's a lot of energy in the filming, and there's also a lot of beautiful shots of Brazil. Really, really beautiful shots of Brazil. And like I said, it's not like the quality of this DVD is amazing, but the shots of Brazil are unbelievable. You see a lot of sun glare. There are a lot of great shots on the beach. It just really makes you feel warm, like you're there with them. I mean, it's really beautiful shots. There's this one shot in kind of like a Jeep, a convertible Jeep, where there's some heated dialogue there, and just the atmosphere on the road almost reminds me of California or Venice Beach a little bit, but really, really cool. And of course, Franco is really being voyeuristic with his camera, with random women on the beach and things like that. And you even see some weird stuff with like just different people on the beach doing things, kids acting crazy, looking at the camera, just like weird stuff. I think there's like a naked kid with their mom on the beach doing something, like peeing on the beach. Something. You'll see it real fast if you're watching closely. The music of this film is really, really awesome. And it really reminds me of like Sergio Mendes type music, like da 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 da, like that kind of stuff, which Franco utilizes that style, that genre of music in many of his films. I mean, you can even look at Eugenie. There are sections that are like that. Um, but that is music of Brazil. And so in this film, you definitely have that. And you also have some real kind of funky, groovy, um, almost disco-y, Brazilian type music. And there's a running theme that flows through the entire movie, that comes up in different forms and fashions, and sometimes the characters are singing along or humming to it. So it's really bizarre, very interesting. And of course, you have Franco's, somebody playing an acoustic guitar in the film, and it's actually part of the score of the movie. You see that a lot in Franco's films, and this is a reoccurring score or theme throughout the duration of the film. We do have the heavyset man, who was in a lot of Franco's films in the late 70s. And I'm not exactly sure of this man's name, but I believe he was Erwin C. Dietrich. I believe he was actually possibly the producer for a lot of Franco films during a certain German era. But I'm not exactly sure, but you'll recognize him. We also have Lena Romay in this film, providing a wild and zany daughter who has a very bizarre relationship with her father. Lena is just nuts and kind of like just a sex-crazed maniac and naked, completely naked and everything. She's just wild. We do have also Michelle Hermet, I believe her name is, and she is somebody I've never seen before at all, especially in a Jess Franco film, and she really is awesome. She has a lot of great energy. She's a very pretty girl. And she just kind of looks like the girl next door type of deal, and just a lot of energy, and really works well for this film. And even just provides kind of a sexual presence also in this film. Nothing, there's nothing explicit in this film. Franco's not doing gynecological shots or things like that. You are seeing a bit of down below, for the ladies, but not much. But I would still say the film has a great erotic vibe to it. Um, Franco always fosters that, especially in a film like this, with sexual adventure and vacation and friends and renting a room. I gotta say right off the bat here, folks, that, one of the things that really would separate this from your regular teen sex comedy, even though I compared it to it, is that it's a Jess Franco film. He doesn't have boundaries. His ideas of normalcy or whatever are completely different than what you would see in American teen sex comedies. Totally open relationships. There's the best friends of this film are two guys and one girl, and they're both, they all three of them have sex at the same time sometimes, and then sometimes it's just taking the girl one at a time, and nobody's really bothered by that per se. And then they go to Brazil, and they're all allowed to just do whatever they want. Two of them almost get, there's almost like sections where they almost get very serious with other people, and then there's two homosexual guys in a room there who are some of the creepiest characters I've seen in cinema. Actually, I didn't know who they were at first. There's a prostitute with two kids and brothers who pimp her out. I mean, you have this bizarre type of stuff. You have a lot of you have an attempted rape, but then the girl, the girl eventually has sex with her attempted rapers because they saved her life because she almost jumped out of a window because they were trying to rape her. I mean, it's like very bizarre reasoning, very bizarre Franco situations. Open relationships across the board. Joking with a friend's father that he's gonna have a swing at his son's best friend also. I mean, really, like, just crazy stuff. Free love all over the freaking place. And it's really, in its core essence, a story of best friends, with benefits, I guess, too, but a story of best friends. And there are some of the wackiest, wildest, funniest scenarios that I've ever seen in a Jess Franco film in this movie. I never have really seen Franco really, go for the comedic, teen sex comedy shenanigans, hijinks. And in this film, there is one section where people are hiding in a room, and it is just It's awesome. The energy level, the twists, the turns, the fun, and then, of course, the Franco twists and turns where you're almost like, wow, that's not the way my society works. That's not the way my morals work, or whatever. I mean, Franco challenges everything. And there is obviously in this movie a very strong sexual vibe and a sexual core to this film. There's very interesting sections in the beginning of the film of like the cold and almost snowy. I believe it's France at the beginning of the film, and there's a section with a nun and the lead girl, which is very interesting. And even some like sections on like artists, begging for money and things like this. But the movie is really a kind of, I thought it was very well paced too. And throughout the film, you have real sections of Rio's Carnival. So you're seeing these wild Carnival like sections of the elaborate costumes and people dancing and butts shaking and butts shaking and butts shaking and wildness and kids dancing. And I mean, you're really getting a nice view of it. And then, of course, there's a lot of partying with the lead characters in the film. And like I said, the characters are weird and bizarre in a Jess Franco world. And, if you've not seen a Jess Franco film, you have to understand that he has his own world. And in this film, what seems kind of innocent and fun and playful, which this film is, like a lot of, the 80s teen sex comedies of America, really has these very bizarre sexual undercurrents throughout the film that you might not be used to. This is a great movie. I really thought it was awesome, and of course you have there are subtitles for this, and there's a lot of dialogue sometimes it's very quick, so you have to read up and see what's going on. There's a great energy. The two lead guys I've never seen before, they were fun. I have seen a couple of the older guys in the film from other Franco films, and there's even a really old guy who wants to get with a very young girl in the film too. You'll see all that. He wants to, have a lifelong relationship with her, but his heart is not so good. Anyway, physical heart, I mean. Anyway, folks, this is a wild film, and if you like what you heard, it's wild. I thought it was very fast-paced, lots of energy. If you like teen sex comedies, then let's get Jess Franco's version a try now and get into some weird boundary-breaking world views. Right, here we go. The Girls of the Copacabana, right here, put out by Televista DVD in 2009. You can pick this up on Amazon or eBay. There you go, folks. There's the lead girl in the film that I've never seen before, that I have pictures of on my Facebook page. And there you go, folks. Awesome. Pick this up if you like what you heard. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarre YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Yes, folks, wild stuff. And be sure to check out the random butt shot in the movie too of one of the few butts in the film, and it's not Lena's, and it's part of the hijinks scene. That's right, folks. Thank you so much, and check out my own personal films at youtube.com/poopy diarrhea. Thank you and good night.